Okay, so I want to do an overview of your assignment so you have a really good idea of how to hand these last four in. Okay, so let's look at assignment number 2. So the last time we were together, we looked at chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3. The big thing here was we did extrusions, we did cuts, we did sketches. Obviously, we spent a little bit more time talking about relations, but every time we created a new feature, instead of leaving the generic cut boss, whatever, or the extrude cut or the extrude boss base as the description in the design tree, we were renaming those features. I want you to rename every feature actually from here going out. Okay. So this note right here, rename each feature in the design tree to be more descriptive. What you name it, I mean, I care and I don't. I'm not expecting you to come up with the same type of description that I would have. But usually that first feature that you create is kind of like the base feature or the base perimeter or something like that. Then there's going to be a holes or cutouts or things, that we've been kind of discussing, using terms like that, but making it more descriptive than just the generic call out that SolidWorks assigns it. So those are going to be 4 from the end of chapter 3. Okay. And making sure that you rename. So you have to expand out your sketches. That's also going to be like what we have to do because I want to see that they're fully defined. That's a big deal. All right. And if something's not fully defined, it's like, I'm sorry, 0 out of 10, but you can always make that correction. So try to look at those closely and don't hand in if you have any minuses because you're going to end up having to redo it anyway. So that's the first 4 things. You can put these in as separate files if you're using the snipping app, or you can paste them, the screenshots into like a Word document or a Google Doc. Okay. And you can then make it one document as you go. The second part is what we did earlier tonight, and that was creating those 2 user-defined templates, one for English units, the IPS, and one for the metric. We did the full, tutorial and kind of step-by-step. I added some things here, so it's not exactly, it's actually more things than what the book uses, but one screenshot to show both of those templates when you go into that advanced state when you open up a drawing. Just kind of proves, yep, I did them. Okay, that's what I want to look for there. So that's one screenshot. And then the last ones that you're going to do here, these are the chapter 4 assignments, or the chapter 4 problems that I want you to do. These are at the end of the chapter. So to find these, we are going to go into our book. These problems start on page 431, but we're not doing the first 2. We're actually doing the last 4. Okay. So the last 4 that we have are the hanger jaw, the transfer fork, the guide slider, and the shaft guide. Okay. Now at the top of each of these, okay, it tells you what material to use, cast iron. Now, there isn't anything in our list, just cast iron. I'm going to show you this. I want you to go under iron and then ductile iron. That is a cast iron. Okay. So that'll be the material for the first one. It'll also be this material for the second one, the transfer fork, and the material for the third one. So all 3, those first 3 are all going to be iron, ductile iron. I did add that to the assignment here. So you'll notice for the hanger jaw, the transfer fork, and the guide slider, the material for each one of these is ductile iron. Okay. The last one is going to be aluminum alloys, 6061-T6. There's a couple different 6061. So I want you to pick the T6. So if we go underneath here, it specifies 6061. But you're going to be like, well, which one do I have to do? So do the T6. Okay, do the T6. So let's look in SolidWorks. I'll pull up, for instance, the jaw or the hanger jaw. So I'm going to open up mine. I'm already done with mine. So I'm going to go into module 2, hanger jaw. I'm going to open this up. And something I do on mine, and you can do this or not. I know we've looked at this already, but if you want to change the appearance to a different color, you can always pick a different color down here. If gray starts to get boring, Okay, feel free to do that. I think it looks nice, a little nicer as green. I don't know if this looks like a hanger jaw. I think it looks like something else. Some of you might notice what it might look like. I don't know. It's kind of a weird little part, but you're gonna go into, yours is gonna say material unassigned right now. So you're gonna left click on it to kind of select it. You're gonna right click to go to edit material. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go underneath iron and expand it. And the first one is ductile iron. Double check that your units are in English. And then you're gonna just simply hit apply and close. Okay, that's it. Change my color on me. That's fine. And then you're not done. You are now gonna go into evaluate tab and go to mass properties. Okay, and now it's gonna bring this up. So make sure it's the jaw hanger is up in here because that's the model it's referring to. And that you have properties here for mass, density, volume, okay? And now this is gonna be what you're gonna include in your screenshots, okay? With each one of your features expanded. So don't forget to expand your features. So if you did draw this already, don't forget that step. So what I'm gonna be looking for is that ductile iron is changed here, that this says jaw hanger, the hanger jaw, and that the mass properties are here. I'll know if you modeled it correctly, if you get the right numbers, okay? And I know what the final answers are. That'll tell me right away if you did it correctly. Then your screenshot is simply going to be upper left-hand corner, just like we did before, include that design tree, the model, and your box here, okay? So one screenshot for each one of these, but just showing to make sure that I can see your full model, you know, all that kind of stuff. Don't overlap that box with your model, kind of position it and size it appropriately. So you will do that for each one of these problems. Okay. So that's going to be what you'll be handing in for the last 4. Okay. Again, it can be separate files if you want to do the JPEGs or the PNGs, or you can add these screenshots to a single document and keep adding to it as one. Okay, so any questions at all? I'm gonna pull out the chat box. Any questions at all on how to hand in assignment number 2 and what's entailed? Okay, crickets. I've got a nope. All right, so then the rest of the time here is going to be open lab for you to work independently, and then I'll be happy to, you know, do any demonstrations that are requested.